Hello, everyone. I'd like to make a confession. Many of you have asked me what happened to the old Grunstein. You know, the one that used to come along as the spectator millionaire and say, this Chazan did this thing, and this Gabbai didn't know what he was doing, and this other one was lousy. And that's what this podcast started with. And all of a sudden we morphed into topics and other topics, and sort of that was put aside. The answer to that question is very simple. I came to the conclusion, due to the war, the mortality, that became very vivid to me, especially during the events of the last 2 years, that the lousy Chazan and the unqualified Gabbai are going to be something that's going to come and go. But these halachos are going to be here forever. Our eternal Torah will be with us for eternity. And therefore I felt, let's devote our time to the eternal Torah and not to these phenomenons that come and go. Having said that, these phenomenons did not go away. Namely, they're still here. And from this perspective, I think that it is my responsibility to at least bring them up. And therefore, I thought I'd do it in the following fashion. Once a week, on Wednesday, I will throw out a question. And I'd like you, via the WhatsApp group, to vote and to tell me what your opinion is on it. I think it would be a very efficient way to indeed allow people to go ahead and not only express their opinions, but also to make it clear to the world that listens to us what indeed is the going rate on these issues. So we brought up issues in the past, we'll bring them up in the future, and I'd like to hear your opinions. So once again, I'll bring the phenomenon, I'll bring two sides of the coin, and ultimately I will ask your opinion, and eventually the week after I will tell you the results. So without further ado, let's begin this week. And here is the phenomenon, and it's a very known phenomenon. Mincha Maariv. Mincha Maariv is something that many shuls publicize. They say Mincha Maariv is at 7 o'clock. However, there are shuls that indeed daven Mincha and then Maariv. And there are shuls that daven Mincha and have a break. They have a break because the rabbi speaks. They have a break because they're waiting for Shkia. Whatever the reasons might be, it's not Mincha and then Maariv. It's Mincha, break, then Maariv. It doesn't say that, however, on the website. It doesn't say that on the times that you get from the shul. Eventually, if you're a visitor to that community and you're running from place to place and you already davened Mincha somewhere and you're just looking for a place for Maariv and it says Mincha Maariv, so you figure out Mincha takes 12 minutes, 15 minutes, so Maariv probably starts at 15 minutes after Mincha, and you get there and you wait and you wait and you wait, and eventually they get to Maariv. So I believe there's two sides to this coin. On the one hand, I think the shuls would like to encourage people to come to Mincha as well as to Maariv, and therefore they write Mincha Maariv, maybe intentionally. I know shuls that refuse, and rightfully so, to write what time, say, Yisker is going to be on a certain yontiv, or when shofar blowing is going to be on Rosh Hashanah, because they want people to come to the whole davening, not just for that part. From this perspective, they write Mincha Maariv. Not to mention the fact we're not talking about a big wait. We're talking about, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 7 minutes. Not the end of the world. On the other hand, there are people that daven Mincha early, so they're just coming from Maariv. There are people that are pressed for time, and they're just coming from Maariv. There are people that sometimes are running from place to place. They say, hey, let me catch a Maariv, and they leave their family in the car, and they run in, and instead of being in there for 10 minutes, they're in there for 20 minutes. My question to you is a simple one. Should shuls indeed write when Mincha is and when Maariv is, just like they write when Shachris is, or no? Their shuls should very simply write Mincha Maariv, and if there's a little wait, either for halachic reasons, they're waiting for Shkia, Plega Mincha, or for eternal reasons, the rabbi wants to speak, wants to give a little divrei Torah. Whatever the reason might be, they have an agenda, and they want to write Mincha Maariv, and it's just 5 minutes of your time. I'd love to hear your answers. Please answer the survey below, and God willing, next week on Wednesday, we will share the results and go on to the next phenomenon.
Let's hop on Mincha. Let's hop on Mincha. Let's hop on Mincha. Let's hop on Mincha.
We must always remember when we stand and dive in.